left is Bill Hansen, and seated to my right is Deb Mason, and I believe we're about to get started here. Deb just heading down to in front of the lanes as we await the start of this Bucyrus Ladies Invitational.
Okay. It's not on. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 54th Annual Bucyrus Ladies Invitational. Please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. At this time, I would like to introduce the two ladies which will be bowling today for a chance to be the 2022 Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Champion. First, we have Heather McLaughlin. Okay. Heather is returning to bowl in her 15th Ladies Invitational. Here are Heather's list of winning matches leading to today's final. On Saturday, opening day, Heather started her journey bowling Deb Mason with her first win, 930 to 820. On Sunday, Heather was matched with Shelley Yancey, where she also walked away with a win, 900 to 813. She didn't bowl again until the second Saturday, which proved to be another win for Heather, beating Conda Intamin 964 to 916. In the quarterfinals, she bowled Patricia Horsley, bowling a nice 299 game, darn 10 pin, cinching the win 1009 to 892, knocking Patricia into the losers bracket. Heather's sponsor for this year's invitational is North American Equipment, Heather McLaughlin. Her opponent is Brittany Slikel. Brittany is bowling in her 5th Ladies Invitational. Brittany got here today by working through the losers bracket. Here are Brittany's matches that got her here today. On Saturday, opening day, Brittany started her journey bowling Katrina Parker with her first win, 948 to 927. On Sunday, Brittany was matched up with Michelle Stahl, where she also walked away with a win, 923 to 797. She didn't bowl again until the second Saturday, with a loss to Patricia Horsley, 937 to 1014, knocking her into the losers bracket. She bowled again on Sunday, matched up with Tricia Brigner, winning 980 to 863. In the quarterfinals on Tuesday, she bowled against Michelle Stahl again. Winning 976 to 932. On Wednesday, in the semifinals, it was a rematch with Patricia Horsley with a win 916 to 883. She advanced to bowl today in the finals and for a chance to become the 2022 champion. Brittany's sponsor for this year is Breezy's Pizza. Brittany Slagle. Both ladies have bowled quite well in the tournament, and today's final should prove to be very exciting and a lot of great bowling. They will bowl a 4-game match. If Heather wins, the tournament will be over and she will be our 2022 champion. Since Brittany has 1 loss, if she wins the first 4 games, then it will go to a 1-game roll-off with winner take all. Since both ladies have won the Invitational before, the winner will get a diamond attached to their existing Invitational pendant. So Heather's working on her 4th and Britt's working on her 3rd. So it should be interesting. Okay, ladies, you will have 2 practice bowls on each lane, then we'll go into match play. I want to wish you both good bowling and the best of luck. So let's get these ladies started off right with a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Deb Mason, for those introductions here as we await the start of this Bucyrus Ladies Invitational here from the suburban lanes just near East Southern Avenue here in Bucyrus. We'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Jim and Jeremy Letter at Jim Letter's Body Shop, the Nye family at Nye Builder since 1946, and Sean and Tasha Ridgway at Dillinger's Home of Breezy's Pizza, the public square in Bucyrus. And something I'd like to point out, that the Nye family of Nye Builder since 1946 were the first clients on the Bill Rame tournament, the male version of this bowling tournament, back in 1965. So I'm sure Davy Jones threw that in there as a nice little tidbit of information. So thank you to Nye Builders for their continued support of these local bowling tournaments. We're going to take one more quick break before the start of this. You are listening to the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational here on Country Legends AM 1540 and 107.5 FM WBCO. And Brittany Slagle go head-to-head at a chance for Brittany to win her 3rd Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Championship, and for Heather to win her 4th. And like I mentioned earlier, Bill, Heather's your daughter, so I'm sure you're looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. They're both equally qualified to take this. Just doing averages, what they've been bowling so far through the tournament. Heather, through her 4 appearances, has averaged 237.68, and Britt, with her 6 appearances in the tournament through the losers bracket, she's been averaging 236.66. So the pin difference. So we're going to be expecting a real interesting match here today.
Yes, it will.
I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Mike Kleinert at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Marion, and Mount Gilead, Kim Stamper at Lulu's Kitchen on Marion Road, and Andy Shutt at Shutt Brothers Sales. Nobody sells more in pre-owned trucks and SUVs than the Shutt Brothers since 1945. And I was talking to Dan Messerschmidt a little bit the other day as we talked about this tournament. And you guys do things a little bit differently for the women's. I understand that the men's, they bowl on like a Saturday and then a Sunday, but the women, you kind of bowl throughout the week leading up to the tournament.
Yes. Opening weekend is everyone bowls on Saturday and Sunday. And then the losers bracket will bowl each other on Tuesday. And then everyone bowls on Saturday. Then on Sunday, it's the losers bracket bowling again. And then Tuesday, the following Tuesday is quarterfinals, and then Wednesday is the semifinals, which will decide who bowls on Saturday.
All right.
So,
Well, we are now just underway here for the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational as Heather McLaughlin takes her first roll, gets 9 pins.
Yeah,
First, and
left a 10 pin that time. So
that's what cost her $2.99 game
yeah,
the
I
other
heard you say
day.
that score.
She got this one.
yeah.
Heather McLaughlin able to connect on that spare there.
So now Brittany will be up on lane 10, and then she'll throw ball on lane 10 and then come over to a ball on lane 9.
So they just
So
alternate each
They
time?
just alternate
Yes.
each time.
I understand that.
And then like the Bill Ram Invitational, this is a handicap tournament, so Heather has 23 pins handicap against Brittany's 37, so Heather's giving away 14 pins.
And that's a nice strike to start off the game.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, Deb, this is the 54th annual Bucyrus Ladies Invitational. Is it pretty common for somebody out of the losers bracket to end up winning the title?
Oh, yeah. They just have to work harder.
Yeah.
You know, it's not handed to them. None of these girls that's bowling in this want to just give it up, you know.
Right.
I mean, everyone bowls the best they can. Of course, it depends on the day and the lanes and how they're doing. And Britt has a spare to pick up.
Yeah. What's the 2-5?
Yeah, coming through the losers bracket, that puts the fire in you to try that much harder, you know.
Brittany Slagle able to pick up that spare there.
So you got to work every time you're in
Yeah.
the losers bracket. That's just
Yeah.
one false frame, and
Yeah.
you can be history real quick.
Yep.
Now a strike for Heather McLaughlin.
Yeah, that's a nice brookie strike there.
Way to go, lefty.
Yeah.
It was a joke during the tournament, since I'm the only left-handed bowler, that I charged them for every time they used my side. I haven't collected anything yet, though.
Still working on it, huh?
Yeah.
Now back-to-back strikes for Heather McLaughlin.
You know, and the thing about this, that all these ladies, they all bowl in leagues together and so forth, and so it's really hard when they come up against each other to bowl in the tournament, that you're fighting your opponent for the next spot to stay in it.
right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of camaraderie, I'm sure, outside of it, but you got to compete when you're on the
Yeah,
lanes.
it's
right.
rough bowling your friends. It
Yeah.
really is. But, of course, you know, you want the best for them.
Yeah, and all of them been bowling together for years.
Yeah.
And on one league or another, and so it's good-hearted camaraderie.
Yes,
and,
it is. Ooh. You put that one
Rick
out
got-
there.
Yeah, got that way out.
Left the 7-pin. I also want to mention that Heather's sponsor is North American Equipment, and Brittany's is Breezy's Pizza.
Oh, she missed that spare.
It's like
Without
almost
these
just on the
sponsors,
outside.
it would make it pretty hard to
Right.
hold the tournament, along with the people that take out ads in the program. We seem to have a lot of support, which is much appreciated. It's 7-pin again.
Well, at least you got rid of that 5-pin in there.
Yeah.
We would like to remind you that you are listening to Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Tournament here on Country Legends AM 1540 and 107.5 FM WBCO. Heather McLaughlin now looking to pick up another spare. She's able to get it done. Now, Deb, I understand I was here 2 Saturdays ago, I think, when you guys were in the beginning round. I've heard you bowled in quite a few Bucyrus Ladies Invitationals. Have you ever found yourself in the championship game?
Now, the highest I ever placed was 3rd, and that was back in 1994, I think. So my goal was always to be the first lefty to win it, but that didn't happen. So, but I'm still plugging away at it. Yes, I've been with the tournament either bowling or running it for, this is my 39th year.
Wow.
But then I started when I was in kindergarten.
So you've been bowling for quite some time.
Yes, I have.
Well, Britt leaves another 10-pin.
Okay.
Slagle able to pick up another spare.
She picked up the 10-pin, which is kind of like the enemy of a right-handed person.
Yeah.
And Slagle picks up a spare.
Got the strike there.
Or strike, excuse me. McLaughlin now up. Strike for McLaughlin now.
Another 10 in the pit.
Yeah. Gives her a double here.
Brittany's getting a little encouragement from her son.
Yeah.
You know, and with both these bowlers, obviously, you know, like you mentioned, coming out of the losers bracket is pretty tough, but most of them are normally around the same pedigree, I would say. Do you see roll-offs quite a bit after the 4-game series?
It has happened, yes. I'm trying to think when the last time was that the winner won. But usually there's enough desire to win that the person coming from the non-winners bracket is going to put forth their best effort.
I'm getting harassed by the crowd behind me because Heather threw that strike. It was another Brooklyn. And so, and Britt leaves a 5-pin.
Yeah. Brittany left the 5-pin, which is, there's a joke. That's the wussy leave. And she picked it up, so. It's all in good fun.
Yeah. No pressure, Britt. No pressure.
Strike for Brittany Slagle.
Heather's working on a 4-bagger right now.
Looks like she's able to pick it up.
And the 8-pin was the last to go down.
Now I know you told that.
Now, Britt,
You or Dan Shaw.
more like Dan Shaw.
Got a little bantering going on
Yeah.
here. The dreaded 10-pin again.
Laughlin was going there for her 5th consecutive strike. Wasn't able to pick it up.
Yep. 6-pin just laid right down and left the 10-pin standing
Yeah.
there.
Staring at her.
Yeah.
And she picks it up. Okay, Brittany will be going into her 9th and 10th frame. That's a nice hit.
Yep.
Oh. Brittany's going for a turkey now. Brittany's taking a re-rack. Didn't quite look right. Is she missing a pin?
I couldn't tell where Britt, because Britt was standing there.
I think she was.
Slagle able to pick up first strike of a possible
Yeah.
3
Nice
in a row.
shot, Lefty.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm going to be making some
Tonight.
profit here. They keep
They ever
using
pay
my
you.
side.
If they ever pay you,
Well, yeah.
you have to
I'll
send
just hold their
invoices.
winnings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll deduct it out of their winnings.
Yeah, what the 610? Oh, that mixed that. 204. Yeah. 241 with her handicap.
With handicap, she had a 241.
Take the one off. Came out of the ditch.
A little bit of
I have to redo the score here.
fixing the score here as Slagle ends her first game with a 241, 204. McLaughlin now in the 10th frame. Leaves 2 on.
Left the 610.
Like Deb Mason mentioned earlier, this is a 4-game match with the winner. If the winner is able to take the most pins after 4, they will ultimately win. But if the loser from the loser's bracket is able to take it there, then we will have a roll-off. Correct, Deb?
Yes, that's correct.
And then we'll move from lanes 9 and 10 to 11 and 12 for that 1-game roll-off.
I gotcha.
Heather ends up with a 226 scratch.
236. And 259 with her handicap.
Yeah, so it's 259 to 241.
18 pins
Brittany's
difference.
down 18.
So with that, we are going to take a quick break here as we transition into the second game. You are listening to the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational here on Country Legends AM 1540 and 107.5 FM WBCO. just subtract the averages or something?
No, it's 225.
Back here at the start of the second game here in the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational between Brittany Slagle and Heather McLaughlin. I'd like to remind you that this is brought to you in part by the Kimmerline family at Bucyrus Road Materials since 1939, Doug Luthold and Adam Weisner at Advanced Fiber Technology, and Gary and Judy McKee at Quality Printing, 214 West Liberty Street in Bucyrus.
And we've started off the second game, and Brittany started off on lane 9 and had a strike. Heather got up on lane 10 and had a strike also. So here Heather is on lane 9 again. Came up high, left a 3-6-10.
I also like to mention that this is the first year that we actually went to a 4-game format. It always was 3 games before.
Oh yeah, Dan Messerschmidt, the sports director, did mention that to me, that this was the first year of that transition.
Yeah. I think some of the bowlers were a little apprehensive at first, but seems to be working out pretty good.
Yeah, going to the 4-game as opposed to the 3-game, it helps the higher, I should say, average bowler. If they get in trouble and somebody makes an extra couple spares that's lower, 3 games is pretty tough to come back and get try to get the lead back and so forth. Where the 4th game gives you a little bit of a cushion, so to speak.
Yeah.
Doesn't always, but it's going to help that higher average bowler.
Brittany Slagle now trying to pick up the spare here in the second frame of the second game. She's able to do so.
As we get into this second game now, the lanes are going to transition a little bit, and so there's going to probably be some movement by the ladies on where they're standing or where they're going to deliver their ball.
Oh.
And a big split for Britt. A 4-6-7. The best way to go is just get the 4-7.
Yeah. So they're both looking at opens right now.
McLaughlin able to pick the strike, excuse me. Have you either ever seen a 300 game bowled in the Ladies Invitational?
No, the highest that's ever been is the 299 that Heather threw the other day.
So she set the new record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Heather has two 300s.
Yes.
Two 300s to her credit.
Had a few 279s. And
Yeah. And
that spare will get you.
yeah.
Well, 7 was late going down.
Yeah. I call it the devil pin.
Yeah, for the lefties it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Heather holds the High Ladies series at Suburban with a nice 787.
Oh, but pulled down a little. Just as he was releasing it, she pulled that a little bit.
Yeah. Just enough.
Tough.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Just about halfway through the second game here. Bucyrus Ladies Invitational between Heather McLaughlin and Brittany Slagle. Would like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by John, Julie, and Jerry Rossington at Ohio Auto Parts, 321 West Mansfield Street, Mandy Paez and Missy Straker at Castle Auction and Appraisal, and Hannah Newton at Wendy's at downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky. Heather McLaughlin now up to bowl.
Didn't come up the hill, left the 4.
Didn't
8.
quite make it up the hill, did
no,
it?
No. No. Left the 4-8.
There's a spare for McLaughlin.
Nice cover.
And you can chop that off real easy.
Oh, yeah.
It just,
Really, you can do it with any spare.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
Just miss it just a hair, and it's going to leave a pin on you. Or two. Or
Yeah,
5.
Yeah.
There's a strike
That's
for
a
McLaughlin.
nice strike.
Ooh. 2, 4, 5.
Looks like we have a nice crowd out here.
From the looks of it, there are
Yeah.
quite a few people here. Watch McLaughlin and Slagle.
A lot of the ladies that bowled in the Invitational are out here, which is always good to see.
So from my understanding, for the Invitational, you guys kind of have like some like preliminary bowling, and then you take the top 16 bowlers, like you mentioned, and then they're able to bowl in the Invitational.
Yes, it's depending on your final average as of December 31st.
And that's just like with league bowling, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what it's based off of. And then you're ranked according to your average, and then we go down the list and take the top 16, and then the 17th is always our alternate.
And is that like traditional where like one bowl 16, two bowls 15 with like
No,
you
no.
seed it? No?
No, it's a random draw
Oh, okay.
for the bracket. Because it ended up, Heather was high average and a lot higher than mine, by the way. And I ended up bowling her the first day. So
Right.
it just depends on the draw.
Yeah. So Heather left the 610. The baby split. So
Nice cover.
she covered it.
Well, unable to pick up that spare there on that split, like Bill mentioned.
It's actually a close game.
Yeah, so far they're sitting at 360 and 317,
Yep.
respectively, for McLaughlin sitting at 360 and Slagle at 317.
It looked like it jumped the last second there. Left the righty's favorite pin,
Yep.
10 pin.
Hang on. Nope. She missed that 10 pin.
That happens very easily.
Yep.
Very easily. Of course, they say the spare bowler is the real bowler. Anybody can get strikes, but it's the ability to pick up those spares is,
Pretty important.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
real important.
You can increase your average if you make one more spare a game every time you bowl.
Yep. Double pin again.
Yeah, it looks like Slagle left
Seven
a 7
pin.
pin.
Yep.
Slagle was fresh off of a second place victory last year. She fell to Patricia Horsley, but the 2 years prior, it looks like she was able to win. So she's looking for would be a fourth title in 3 years, or third title in 4 years, rather. There's a spare for Slagle.
Yeah, she was going for her third championship in a row last year, and she got beat. Which is still good. you know.
Right, you know, you make it there. It's nothing to hang your head about.
No, no. Looks like Heather's having thumb problems.
Yeah. Thumb swiveling a little bit. Oh, Britt really pulled down. She's lucky she just left the 6 pin.
Right now they were tied in the 8th frame. Scratch.
There's a spare pickup for Slagle.
Okay, Heather's going to be bowling her 9th and 10th frame.
Just about approaching halfway through the match here, as both bowlers are preparing to wrap up their second game in the match. strike for
That's a
McLaughlin.
nice strike.
Yeah.
This is McLaughlin's first appearance in the championship game since 2013. She fell to Patricia Horsley, who won last year. The 2 years prior to that, kind of like Slagle, was going for a third in a row, and she won in 2011, 2012, and lost in 2013. So two similar kind of situations going on.
That was a nice cover. She didn't miss it this
Gotcha.
time.
Nope. Yeah, she's missed the last couple of years because son was in fall sports and playing football and basketball, so she didn't get enough games in to qualify to
Gotcha.
get into the invitational.
Strike from McLaughlin.
Nice 182 game.
So a 205 for McLaughlin.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
418 for scratch. $464 with handicap.
Looks like Slagle leaves the 10 pin. She starts the 10th frame.
Yep.
And try and pick up this spare here. Slagle's able to do so.
It's a nice pickup.
Yeah. She needed that. She needed that.
Yes, she did.
And very much like McLaughlin ended her game, Slagle wins 10th
181.
frame with a strike. .218 game for Slagle.
These are 385.
So through 2 games, we got McLaughlin sitting at 418 and right, that'd be McLaughlin at 418 and Slagle at 385.
That's scratch. Handicap.
Is
Heather has
459.
464 to Brittany's 459,
So
so she's
5
down.
pins. With that, we're going to take a quick break here as we transition into the third game. You are listening to the Bucyrus.
That was a solid strike for Heather.
Yeah.
back here at the start, or not for the start actually, the third game of the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational here at the Bucyrus Suburban Lanes. I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Washington Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, East Marion Street and Stetzer Road. Jim Spring and Tom Brown as Spring Capital Manager, and Daryl Swinehart and Ashley Lutz at Ag Credit in Bucyrus. Looks like both
Both of
bowlers
them start
with a strike
right.
once more.
Right. So Brittany's up on lane 9.
Looks like Heather, each frame of the game so far, she's started with a strike.
Pulled that a little bit and left the baby split there. And by the way, you can put the ball between those two pins and miss them.
Yes,
I've done
you
it.
can.
I've done it. Nope. Britt just picked up the 6 pin, so gives her an open in the second frame. Oh,
McLaughlin leads the 7 pin.
See, I'm
4
not
pin.
the only one that hates that 7 pin.
that 4 pin just died right in front of it.
It's just not a very friendly pin.
Heather pulled a little bit.
Cha-ching.
Another strike there for McLaughlin.
Another brookie strike. It's just oh, Brittany left another 10 pin.
Whoa,
Player
that
just
was
barely gets it.
close.
Yep,
Just enough, though.
yep. That's all it takes. Just a nudge.
Yeah, that's true. That was a
Strike for
nice
Blake.
ball.
Yep.
Neither girl's gonna just give up. They're
No.
both
Oh, no.
plugging
That-
away.
Yep. Just, that's all you got to keep doing is striking or making spares. And
Yeah.
hoping that your opponent makes a mistake and leaves an open or two. And
That's right.
You know, it's
Just need to forget it
Okay.
and come back strong.
yep.
There's a strike for
Oh.
McLaughlin now.
7 was the last one to go down again.
I'm going to assume that yellow number up there on the screen on the middle is their handicap total.
Yes.
That 591 for
Yeah.
Slagle and a 580 for McLaughlin
Right.
so far.
With the whole total handicap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the
Okay.
fourth game also.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good ball.
So is there anything really special about the, say Slagle is able to be on top after these 4 games? Is there anything special about the 1-game roll-off, or is it just a normal game and
It's-
whoever's able to take that wins?
Wins the whole
Thing.
works. See, that would give Heather a loss. So they'd both have a loss. And then that way they're bowling on even keel then.
Right.
Brett left the 2-4-5 again.
Spare for
That was a
Slagle.
nice.
Yeah.
That was a nice pickup.
Brett converts that.
That could have been
You could chop that.
very easily. A number of ways that you could have missed
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
There's a strike for Slagle.
Nice strike.
Looks like McLaughlin's now going to be going for her 4th consecutive strike. Be her 4th out of the first. Excuse me, the 5th out of the first 6 frames.
Oh,
There's
Oh.
a split.
left the 4-6. That came up.
I'm going to guess this is not the easiest split in the world to pick up.
No.
No. One of the guys I bowl with, he made that one time. He just touched that 6 pin and
Who did?
Chuck.
Did he really?
Yeah. It was on Wednesday night. Yeah, he just touched that 6 pin and fell over and hit that 4. We couldn't believe it.
No, did you watch the pros last weekend? They left some ungodly.
No, I didn't.
Oh, they were awful, and it was like back to back, and they both picked them up.
Oh.
It was just unreal. Oh my gosh!
Up to 4-7-10. That came up.
You mentioned earlier the easiest is just to pick up those 2 pins on the left as opposed to
Yeah.
trying to split the thing as a whole.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if you're lucky.
Okay.
I guess you probably want to try and get it more on the left side to maybe send that pin across. And
Yeah, you want to
It'd
try to hit
be
the 7
easier
pin. And,
for a left-hander to pick that
Yeah.
split up because you're on that
Right.
side where a right-hander you're going across
Mhm.
lane
yeah.
and
Left-hander won't leave that 4-7-10. They'll leave the,
well,
the
that's
6-7-10,
true. Yeah.
the opposite side. And
there's a strike for Slagle. 2 in a row for her.
It's a double for Brittany.
yep. that 10 pin again.
I'm sure both of you have been around quite a few of these invitationals. Is there any one moment you can kind of call back on that stands out the most to you throughout all of them you've done?
No, not really.
Oh, that was close. That kind of came back a little bit. Got it. So,
It's like, I don't know. There's just been so many changes over the years that it's kind of hard to.
I was looking through the program here. I saw that there was a span of time where there was no ladies invitational. It would have been
Right.
08 to 2010.
That was because, oh my gosh,
gosh.
that was because Suburban was closed down,
I
and
gotcha.
then.
So there would have been no Bill Rain then either.
no, there
Well,
wasn't.
actually, no, that
No.
year, but they came when they opened
But
back
back
up
up.
again. The Rain ran theirs, but we didn't because we had the stipulation that you had to bowl at least 1 year before you qualified.
Okay. McLaughlin able to.
So
Some of
actually,
that.
there was 2 years that we didn't have it. Heather's going to be going
Changed.
into her 9th and 10th frame.
It was in her 9th, and she's changed balls now.
Leaves the
Still.
10 pin.
Yeah.
It
That
wiggles,
was, yeah, 9 and a wiggle.
weeble wobble, but it doesn't
Yeah.
fall down.
Yeah.
It's about to near the end here of the third game. Between Heather McLaughlin and Brittany Slagle here from the Bucyrus Suburban Lanes in this Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Tournament. McLaughlin able to pick up that spare
Okay.
there, knocking down the 10 pin. There's a strike for Slagle.
That was a solid strike.
That was good ball.
I think the nerves usually hit the family or the husbands
Right about now.
because there's nothing they can do, other than sit there and watch.
Yep.
Slagle with a double here. Could go for a turkey right here with this next roll.
Yep.
Britt's going for a turkey,
We called it.
which she got.
Yep.
Now she's working on a 4-bagger.
Just speak it into existence.
Jeez.
Or straight for
Got
Slagle.
that way out. They come back.
Very solid third game for her.
Yep.
This is with
Nice
this 254.
217. 217, scratch. 254, handicap.
Laughlin now.
Left the 2-8. That gives
I'm gonna guess too with everything you've seen, Bill. You've seen somebody hit that first pin and not hit that second pin.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can chop that. You got to come in from the side or head on and just drive it through like that. Gives her a 169 for that game. And 192 handicap. 587. Scratch.
So after 3 games, Deb, what are we sitting at?
It looks like Heather has
656 against
handicap. She has a 656.
So McLaughlin sitting at a 656 through 3 games here.
and Brett has 713.
And Brittany has a 713.
So after being down by 5 pins, she comes out on top there
Yep.
after 3 games. So with that, we're going to take a quick break as we head into the 4th and what could be the final game here from the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational. You are listening to the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational here on Country Legends AM 15. The Bucyrus Ladies Invitational at the Bucyrus Suburban Lanes just near East Southern Avenue here in Bucyrus. I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Renee Cox at People's Savings and Loan in Bucyrus, Mark Osborne at Ecran International in the Galleon Industrial Park, Dwayne Watts and Doug Vogt at the Watts House of Insurance, Dave and Judy Hedrick at B-Dry Basement Waterproofing, the permanent solution to your wet basement problem. Phone 800-686-4585, as well as Roger Brown at Winks Lonkett Safe and A&E Fire and Safety Services. Rick McWaters at Cycle Tech, your one-stop shop for motorcycle parts, service, and accessories, 9 blocks west of the Bucyrus Square. And Vince Ponziani and everybody at Waycraft Industries. And what seems to be a pretty common theme here, both bowlers start their day with strikes.
Struck on the first ball on each one there. The fourth game, and
With that strike for Slagle, that'd be, what, 5 in a row now for her, technically?
yes.
It's 2 strikes in a row now for her.
Heather starts out
Heather's
with a
coming
double.
back strong.
At this point, she will have to, as far as that goes. At this point, she's going to have to come back strong and start
She's
stringing
down,
strikes.
50 pins.
Yeah. So
McLaughlin down by 13 pins to start the 4th. Both bowlers start their 4th games with 2 strikes in a row. That'd be 6 strikes in a row now for Slagle. You can tell she's feeling it.
I think they're both buckling down now.
Yeah.
Slagle for the first time in 7 frames, not able to pick up a strike.
Then they got lucky that the 7-pin fell down.
Yeah. That could have been ugly.
Yeah.
And she hit a little high on that one.
Yeah. Seems like she's been hitting higher on 9 than she has on 10.
Yes. Britt.
Schlegel not able to pick up the strike there. Hits the 10 pin. Or pick up the spare, rather.
Yeah. Left the 610, chop the 10 off.
And there's a strike for McLaughlin now. You mentioned it, Bill. She needs to start
Strike 'em.
hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
She starts her 4th game with the turkey.
gotta keep striking. That's all you can do. It's all offense. There's no defense in this game. Left the 4-pin.
I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Ron Hurst at Hurst Auto Body and Auto Rental Route 4 just north of Bucyrus, Jeff Skinner at Integrity Auto and Truck Sales on Marion Road, as well as Mike Robinette at Trinity Monuments. As Heather McLaughlin now tries to pick up a spare after starting her 4th game with the turkey.
Oh, Heather,
Oh, Heather.
McLaughlin misses on
hold
that.
that.
Overcorrected on that one.
Yep.
There's a strike for Schlegel now.
It's a nice comeback from an open.
So, I mean, she's got the 7 in her last 8 frames now. 7 strikes, that is.
Brett left the 6, 9, 10. This
They're
isn't
still wiggling.
yeah, this isn't a gimme either.
Schlegel able to pick up that spare. There's a strike now from McLaughlin now.
She also came back from an open.
Yeah.
Make that 2 in a row now.
That's a
for
nice
McLaughlin.
one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She left the 6, 10 again.
think that one got away from her a little
Yeah.
bit.
Almost had the 7 standing there.
Yeah. That's twice
touch
now
that
she's
6
come
done
close to
something. Yeah.
that. Oh, it's a nice cover.
Yeah.
There's a strike for Slagle.
Unless something drastically changes here, we're going to the 5th game roll-off.
Yes. Beginning to look that way.
Yeah.
Strike for McLaughlin.
Heather'd like to have that 3rd game back again. That Heather'd like to have that 3rd game back again.
Yeah.
Kind of changes the whole narrative of this.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
That's
Back-to-back strikes.
Making a run
McLaughlin,
for it.
yep.
That's a strike for Slagle.
It's a nice strike.
Yeah, it was. She's got double here now.
And another one for Slagle. Seeing pins fall here through the last back half of this 4th game. Quite a few strikes being bowled.
Yep.
There's another one for McLaughlin. Like you guys mentioned, I don't think she has enough to
No.
tie it up.
No.
She's going to have a nice game.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another strike. Have you guys ever seen after these 4 games are bowled if they actually did in fact like tie on the dot?
I don't remember of any, but if they do, then it'll be a 10th frame roll-off.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, no.
Have to really do
Not
another
with
game.
handicap. Yeah, they'd have to bowl a whole nother game. We may be here all day.
There's another one for McLaughlin.
They're just going to have a nice game.
Yep.
For sure.
267 possible.
And there's another one.
267. Nice game, Heather.
So pretty much with a strike here with this
946.
sending them to a 5th game roll off. Slagle's able to pick up a strike here.
Yeah.
$232. So what was the difference after 3?
Ah,
57, I believe it was.
50.
Yep.
Sorry.
Brittany's apologizing to Heather. It's like,
Good place for it.
good game.
207, 244. cuts in a little different,
I got you.
brings a little different angle to it. And but Britt was, stayed with her pink hammer ball and so forth. But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting match. It always is in these fifth game roll-offs, just because of lane conditions changed.
Fourth or fifth game roll-off.
All right. Like Deb Mason earlier, both bowlers are going to get a little bit of a warm-up period. So with that, we'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by the Kimmerline family at Bucyrus Road Materials since 1939, Doug Luthold and Adam Weisner at Advanced Fiber Technology, and Gary and Jeannie McKee at Quality Printing, 214 West Liberty Street in Bucyrus. With that, we are going to take a quick break. You have been listening to the 2022 Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Final here from the Bucyrus Suburban Lanes with Bill Hanson, Cameron Moon, and Deb Mason. You have been listening on Country Legends AM 1540 and 107.5 FM WBCO. We will be right back. The fifth and final roll-off game to crown our 2022 Bucyrus Ladies Invitational champion between Heather McLaughlin and Brittany Slagle. And Deb, I talked to Bill a little bit about it earlier. What's something you saw out of those first four games from these two bowlers here, these two individual bowlers, that kind of made or break it for them? I know Bill mentioned the three opens that Heather had. Was there anything particular you saw out of Brittany or anything particular you saw out of Heather that kind of changed the tide of that game?
It seemed like Brittany was concentrating a little bit harder on her strikes. Heather made a ball change, which made a big difference in that last game.
Right, you see she picks up 8 strikes there to end the fourth
Right.
game. Just not enough gas in the tank really to overcome that. What would it be, a 57-pin difference heading into the fourth?
Right. Well, she had 8 strikes in a row, so that attributes to the ball change, I think. She had a really nice game of it, 267 though,
Right.
so that's good bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she would have got that strike. That would have changed it. And she would have gotten 300. She would have won
Right.
Yeah.
because of 11 pins difference
Yeah.
with the way Vic finished in that situation.
I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by John, Julie, and Jerry Rosington at Ohio Auto Parts, 321 West Mansfield Street, Mandy Paez and Missy Stryker at Castle Auction and Appraisal, as well as Hannah Newton at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus, and Upper Sandusky. After the fifth and final roll-off game, we will have the runner-up as well as the 2022 Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Champion here on Country Legends AM 1540 and 107.5 WBCO. We'll interview them. We'll talk about what went through their mind the game, how they feel, and just things they can work on as the runner-up and things they were able to accomplish as the champion here on this Saturday, March 19th. Now we start this fifth and final roll-off here. Slagle up first. You just talk about some good games both bowlers had. I think that you guys mentioned that third game kind of changed the tide for both, as Slagle was able to have a very good third game, but McLaughlin just not really able to do that herself.
We were missing a pin.
Yeah, missing the 8 pin there. a 2-pin.
It was a little light.
Yep.
Slagle with a chance to get her third Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Championship. McLaughlin a chance to get her fourth. Slagle misses the 2-pin there.
Starting out with an open.
That's
I think nerves might be setting in a little bit.
With a win
Yeah.
today, this would be
Yeah.
Slagle's third Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Championship
Yes.
in the last
Right.
4 years.
And she was runner-up last year.
Right.
Well, it doesn't look like these lanes are nice to either one of the girls.
that ball didn't come up. When Heather was practicing over there, those 2 balls that came up nice. And
Right.
same way with Britt.
Oh,
Right
right
around it. Well, both girls started with opens.
Yeah.
Keeping it pretty even.
Yeah.
looks like McLaughlin able to calm herself there a bit, picks up the strike there in that second frame.
Looks like we're having a birthday party or something.
There's a strike for Slagle now.
Yeah.
Seem to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might try using that ramp thing, see how I do. Might improve.
There's another strike for Slagle.
Ooh.
Now that's ugly.
Look, 278. Hard square to make. But it can be made.
Oh,
Looks like she just misses the 8-pin there.
Yep. Puts herself in a big hole.
Starts her next frame with an open.
Yep. Right now she's down 16 pins.
There's a strike there, though, from McLaughlin.
oh, there's
Yeah,
another
Britt,
one.
Britt left for 1-2-10. So
Seems like both bowlers, I don't know what it is with the lane or anything, just not at the same level as they were on 9 and 10 as they are on 11 and 12.
while you're trying to be offensive, but yet to protect that you don't do something screwy, and
Right.
as far as that goes, and leave it open and let your opponent take advantage of you.
So you're kind of playing
And
conservative
so-
in a way.
So you have to be real careful. You got to be. Can't really play conservative, but yet you got to be offensive and
Can't be too aggressive.
Got to be aggressive. Got to be aggressive all the time. You can't
And,
stop.
Yeah, because this is for all the marbles and,
Yeah.
There's a strike for Slagle.
there's no second chances.
No. No. It's
Plus, I think a little bit of nerves might be,
well, it comes. Yeah, that plays into it.
yeah.
Because each one of them want to win so
Right,
bad.
right.
McLaughlin leads the 7-pin.
It looked like pretty good ball.
Yeah.
But this 4-pin went right around it.
There's the fresh oil and
Yeah. Yeah.
makes a big
Big
difference.
That's right.
McLaughlin able to pick up that spare there. I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by John, Julie, and Jerry Rossington at Ohio Auto Parts, 321 West Mansfield Street. Mandy Paez and Missy Stryker at Castle Auction and Realty, at Castle Auction and Appraisal, actually. And Hannah Newton at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus, and Upper Sandusky.
That's a 5-pin. Well, reflected.
McLaughlin picks up
It was a
spare.
good cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brittany did it again.
It's the same one that she left the other
Again,
time.
1, 2, 10. Just didn't want to come up the hill.
Right. I don't know. Chopped off the 10 again.
Yeah. She's done that twice on lane 12, so that's got to be giving her some thoughts when she gets up there on 12, I can imagine. Ooh, there she left the bucket. 2, 4, 5, 8.
That's definitely a hard spare.
That's not an easy one to pick up. You can chop that 8 off.
There's so
real
many
quick.
different ways that you can
Yeah.
miss it, you know.
Yeah.
It's a tough spare.
Yeah.
Which
Yep,
she did.
Heather's got to take advantage of it now in this situation
Yep.
to being back-to-back opens for Britt. And she leaves a 10-pin. Oh,
McLaughlin misses that spare there.
It's like almost like neither one of them want to win.
yeah. 10 pins difference in
Yeah.
the score.
There's a strike for McLaughlin now.
That's a long gap
Something
in
new.
between seeing one of those.
Yeah.
Strike for
Brittany
Slagle now.
answered with the strike.
On 12. So it's,
She
The
leaves
bucket
She's the-
again
Yep.
Here's the bucket.
on the same lane.
Yeah. Well,
Leaves just one pin there.
left the 4 pin.
Okay, Heather's going to be going into her 9th and 10th frame.
She definitely needs a strike here to even have a chance. Oh, left the 3-6.
I don't like that guy. That's
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'd say these lanes have not been friendly to either one of
Yeah.
them.
Spares picked up there by McLaughlin.
Well, and you know, during the Ram when we went to that 5th game roll off with Mike and Donnie, 11 and 12 were not very nice too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
True.
So it's showing its hand again.
There's a strike there for McLaughlin. So say she were to get 3 strikes in a row, how interesting would that make things as Slagle heads into the 10th frame?
Real interesting. Real interesting. Oh, she pulled that.
Whoa.
$64, 187. Now she left the bucket plus the 7-pin.
She has to get those.
Yeah, she has to make this fair.
She does.
Yep.
It's a strike for Slagle now to kind of solidify this win for her.
$148, 185.
So would that be 2 pins for Slagle? She won by 2 pins.
Yeah. Another one by 2 pins.
Oh, Heather won?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So with that, Heather McLaughlin is our 2022 Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Tournament, winning by 2 pins, 187 to 185 over
Brittany Slagle.
Brittany Slagle. So at first glance, I thought Slagle was on top on the right there, but no, that's
I did too.
a win for McLaughlin. So with that, we're going to take a quick break here. As we're going to transition into interviews with the runner-up, Brittany Slagle, and the champion, Heather McLaughlin. I'd like to remind you that this program is brought to you in part by Washington Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, East Mansfield Street at Setzer Road, Jim Spring and Tom Brown at Spring Capital Management, Daryl Swinehart and Ashley Lutz at Ag Credit in Bucyrus, Renee Cox at People's Savings and Loan in Bucyrus, Mark Osborne at E-Credit
Okay,
International
let's give
in the
a
Gallion
big
Industrial
round
Park,
of applause to these.
as well as Dwayne Watts and Doug Vogt at the Watts House of Insurance, and Dave and Judy Hedrick at B-Dry Basement Waterproofing, the permanent solution to your wet basement problem. Phone 800-686-4585.
Okay, I am going to hand out some money and hardware right now. Okay. Okay. All right. First, I'm going to start giving out the high game scratch series or game. With a 244 goes to Tasha Ridgway. Could you go get her, please?
How you feeling?
Good.
Okay. High game handicap with a 278 goes to Kanda Intaman. You're welcome. You want to say anything? This is the only time they're quiet. High series scratch with a 760 goes to Lisa Penwell. She's not here. Okay, high series handicap with a 1065 goes to Morgan Swavel. Okay. Okay. The next award is the Mary Rank Gloria Winandy Sportsmanship Award. This award is to honor the memory of two great ladies who dedicated many years to the Bucyrus bowling. Mary Rank was our 2002 Ladies Invitational champion. Mary had a fun, loving spirit and always there to lend a helping hand. Gloria Winandy spent over 50 years donating her time serving as various league secretaries, officer of the BWBA board, and volunteering whenever help was needed. This honor is being presented to the lady bowler who demonstrates the qualities of fair conduct, observes rules of fair play, shows respect for other lady bowlers, and has the ability to be able to graciously accept winning and or being defeated. This lady is also willing to take the extra steps to ensure that all lady bowlers, whether a rookie or a veteran of the Invitational, has a positive, memorable experience from bowling in the Ladies Invitational. This year, the award goes to Tasha Ridgway. Also an envelope there, but just give her this one.
Way to go, Rainbow.
Where's her envelope? There should be an envelope too.
I'm not that nice.
I know you're not, but sometimes, maybe once. Want to say something? I know you'll say something.
I didn't want to say something. Because, well, behind you. And a card. Yep. So, as I accept this award, as this lady here that just handed it to me, I want to say thank you, ladies, for the award. But as many don't know, Deb here has been doing this tournament for over 30 years, has been involved with the Ladies Invitational. And as a thank you for her taking all the crap that us ladies, you know, we can have our little PMS days, and Mr. Hansen here, he tries to get it too.
Definitely.
And she doesn't complain, and you know, we go through our spells. And as a thank you of our gratitude, we would like to present you with a gift and our appreciation for all that you do.
At least not the one doing shots. Now I can't talk. No. Now I'm going to be like all the rest of the ladies and not be able to talk. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything you guys do. Okay, for the hardware. Fourth place goes to Michelle Stahl. You want to say something?
No, just thank you.
Third place goes to Patricia Horsley. Gotta help her, huh? You want to say something?
I'm handing them all.
Runner up goes to Brittany Slagle.
Oh, you're leaking. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you want to be happy. Careful, careful. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out and supported us. Congratulations, you earned it, whether you believe you did or not. So, thank you, everybody.
And then, of course, our champion, Heather McLaughlin. And her sponsor. Why are this leaking all of a sudden? Is your sponsor? I get no respect, you know? Just none. Just use me as a towel. And of course, like I said, since Heather's won before, she will. There is a necklace here, really. There we go. She will get a diamond added to her pendant. So you'll have to give it to her. We'll find a place. Like I told Brittany, if we have to, we'll start going up the chain. And her sponsor, North American Equipment, Lisa. Want to say anything? Okay.
Oh, yeah, right. Thank you guys all that come out here and support all of us. We really do appreciate it. Okay. And all the younger ones that stayed around to watch, thank you. It's awesome to see you guys come out and know that you guys one day can be in the tournaments that are out here. So we want to definitely keep coming out. We'd like to support you guys just as much. So thank you for supporting us. Of course, to my sponsor in particular, Lisa has been my sponsor with the company all of my tournaments, so I definitely appreciate that. And of course, now we're the first husband and wife to win both tournaments, so we're pretty proud about that. In the same year, yes, in the same year. But no, other than that, thank you guys. We really appreciate you guys coming out and watching us. Oh, and one more thing. Chris, you do a bang-up job filming for us, buddy. Thank you.
Okay.
Along with the Kids League, yeah, got 'em. We do really appreciate the Invitational ladies helping support the youth bowlers, because they do support, give some money to the Youth League, which is very much appreciated, and helps us get trophies and their banquet for their end of the season. So we do appreciate that from the ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Okay, now it's my turn. At this time, I would like to thank the following for their support to help make the Invitational possible. The following for the sponsorship and support of our Lady Bowlers: Cycle Tech, North American Equipment, Suburban Lanes, Breezy's Pizza, Dillinger's, Mid-Ohio Flooring, Scott's Plumbing and Drain Services, Trinity Monument, Family Roots Boutique, VFW's 1078, Route 67 Design Construction, Zippy's Manure Service LLC, Ken Brothers, Al's Retro Alley, Wags Trophy House, and the Vassal Company. Suburban Lanes, Sean and Tasha and their crew for hosting the tournament again this year. They do a great job, and we really appreciate all your help. The area businesses and individuals who placed advertisements in our program. Al Garvin of Al's Retro Alley for supplying the bowling ball, which will be raffled off here in a little bit. Wags Trophy House for the championship trophies. They're really pretty and heavy, so don't make your husband mad. Lay's Jewelry for the beautiful diamond pendant, which is awarded to our champion. Norton's Flowers for the beautiful flowers for the finals today. Quality Printing for doing such a great job on our programs. The Vassal Company for the awesome embroidery job on the ladies' bowler shirts and signs. I would also like to send a special thank you to Chris at Vassals for going the extra mile to make sure our ladies' bowler shirts were just right this year. For Cameron Moon, at WBCO, WQEL Radio for the great job of covering the Invitational. Bill Hansen
not the
for
first
his
time I've
help
gotten
with
that.
today's broadcast, and
Good.
Chris Stone for doing the live stream the first weekend and for today's finals. The bowlers' families, friends, and fans who come out to support our Lady Bowlers. Last but not least, I want to thank the Bucyrus Ladies Invitational Tournament Committee, Luann Holman, who is our secretary-treasurer and could not be here today, Betty Hewlett, Sonia Stryker, and Barbie Stauffer. I would also like to thank Sharon Osbaugh and Shelley Yancey for their help with selling of the 50-50, the lottery bucket, and the raffle ball, and to Mackenzie Powers for taking pictures. These ladies all help with getting advertisements for the programs, taking pictures for the Invitational, and chip in wherever help is needed. I'm very fortunate to have the help and support of these ladies. They volunteer their time and work very hard to ensure continued success of this tournament and help to preserve the prestige and honor of qualifying for a chance to bowl in the Ladies Invitational. I want them all to know just how much you guys really mean to me, and I appreciate everything you do.